Welcome to the lesson on establishing a thesis. The lesson will consist of 3 parts. The first part we'll deal with is called Rules of the Road. Just like when you're learning to drive, learning to write a good thesis statement involves learning the rules of the road. First, every essay needs a thesis statement. An essay without a thesis statement is usually just a confusing collection of ideas that really don't make much sense. The thesis is the unifying thought, the foundation that the entire essay is built on. For instance, if you are asked to write an essay about learning to drive, some of your topics might include most high schools offer classes in driver's education, or driving a stick is a lot different than operating a manual transmission, and learning to drive takes hours of regular practice. These are the 3 main points that could be used to build a strong thesis. Now, there are other rules of the road for the thesis. First, it should be the last sentence of the introductory paragraph. Now, technically, the thesis can be placed at the beginning or middle of the first paragraph, but it has the most impact when it comes at the end. Next, it almost always will be just one sentence. There are some cases when a subject is so complex that it requires more than one sentence to get the point across, but the best thesis consists of a single, strong sentence. It can be changed if the direction of your essay changes. You may find in writing your essay that you might want to tweak your thesis if it no longer matches up with the main points of your essay. This is perfectly fine. Tweak away. And also, it must take a strong and clear stand on the subject. The thesis is no place to be wishy-washy. There's one final rule. Make it interesting. It must really get the readers interested in reading your essay. It should make them say to themselves, "Tell me more," rather than, "So what?" The tell me more part is the rest of your essay. Again, let's look at what goes into making a solid thesis statement. Remember the fairy tale about the little girl with blonde hair who showed up uninvited at the home of the 3 bears? Well, based on what we learned about the girl in that story, it would be easy to make a strong case against her in an essay. For your main point, you could say, Goldilocks is a rude visitor because she, and here's where you need to back it up. The first supporting point is, eat your porridge. The second supporting point, breaks your favorite chair. And the third supporting point, falls asleep in your bed. Are you ready? Here's what your thesis statement could look like. Goldilocks is a rude visitor because she eats your porridge, breaks your favorite chair, and falls asleep in your bed. And those are the rules of the road for creating a strong thesis statement.